I'm Hello Christine Co. Actually, I'm just Christine Co. I'm slightly out of breath right now because the light in here isn't super great. And hi, Carrie. And I ran up to get my ring light, and then I'm wearing glasses, so the ring light, I look like a crazy person. So anyway, this is so fun to see everybody joining. I hope you're excited for a little bit of cake therapy. I have bossed my family into not using the internet at all. I think they're upstairs juggling because there were some connectivity problems yesterday on the live, and it kept cutting out. So fingers crossed that we're going to have a stable connection here. Okay, so I'm Christine Co. My Instagram handle is @HelloChristineCo. I'm a self-taught baker. I'm a very old school blogger. I started blogging in 2006 at Boston Mamas, and I wrote a book with Asha Dornfest called Minimalist Parenting. And we have a podcast called Edit Your Life, and I'm also the creative director at Women Online, where we do all sorts of campaigns to use social media for social good. So it's great. Hello. It's so fun to see everybody joining. Hi, Paige. Hi, Christy. All sorts of fun people joining. Okay, so listen, I have never done a live cake demo before, but one thing I have learned is that I try all sorts of crazy new things when Mom 2 sort of asked me to do it or inspired my Mom 2. So this is very, very fitting. And also, the pandemic is all about stretching out of your comfort zone. So let's go, as Nick Jonas would say. I'm watching The Voice. Okay, so I am trying to do this. I have a clock that you might see me referring to. I'm trying to do this in 20 minutes. It might be closer to 30, but just like sit back, relax, enjoy. This is going to be really, really fun. So, and in general, I want to show you, my goal today is to show you how to ice and pipe a cake so that it looks fancy when it's actually not that difficult, because hell yeah, I love smoke and mirrors, okay? So I'm going to do an Easter theme cake because listen, nobody's going out really to get basket supplies and other things, so you got to make things all festive on your own. And actually, I'll get to this in a minute, but like high fives to my 9-year-old Violet. She like mixed all of my icing colors for me. So how awesome is that? All right, so I'm gonna teach you. Let's get going. Okay, I have a. You know what? I'll start actually. We need to stack our cake, and what we're gonna do is. You can come in, Laurel. So I asked my 15-year-old, my unofficial social media manager, to take some action shots of me working on this. So she's like creeping. All right, so I love small and tall cakes. So I've got 6-inch rounds here. This is a chocolate cake recipe. I'm gonna put together some links for Mom 2 so you can see like what I'm doing. And I know there was a question from Susan about go-to cake recipes, and I can include the links, but Martha Stewart, my BFF, she has some really great basic recipes in one of her cake books that are also available online, so I'll share the links. This is actually a different recipe, but I've done her devil's food cake. I just did it like a couple weeks ago. Her basic buttercream is great, and then she also has a really simple vanilla cake. So lots of great options. I'll send those links through so you have them. Okay, so small and tall cakes. So I have 3 layers. I like to bake my cakes the day before I need to ice them because then I'm not like as panicked. And I bake them and then I put them in taco shell bags because I hate using plastic wrap, and I'm reducing my plastic wrap use. So the first thing you want to do, as you'll see, like this cake kind of has a bump. So what you want to do, actually, just so they're not like sliding all over the place, is grab a serrated knife and just like trim off some of the top. So you'll see I kind of like gave it a little haircut. And you could put this, you could eat it immediately. I won't, but I'm putting it in the side because Laura wants me to lift the cake up a little more. I love you. So you want to just level that off so your cakes aren't sliding around. Now, you might be wondering about my amazing turntable. I bought myself this for Christmas. I asked for nothing. I just wanted this frickin' cake stand, and so I just bought it. I mean, it's a turntable. So I'm going to decorate on this turntable, so because it spins and it makes things easy. Thanks, Laurel. Don't forget to send me the pictures. But ultimately, you'll like after you're done, we'll get to this in a sec, but you'll like move your cake to your pretty cake pan. Okay, so I have my chocolate cake. Hey, John. I think I saw a link in there too. Okay, I have a buttercream, a vanilla buttercream that I made this morning. I usually oftentimes use a simple buttercream, and actually, wait, I have a question to address before I get there. Laura Mays wanted to know, what is the difference between icing and frosting? And you know what? I had to Google that because I didn't really know. But now that I read why they're different, it makes sense to me. Icing, basically, think of like cookie icing. Like when you like do sugar cookies and then you pipe them with icing, it's like thinner, it's more like a glaze. Whereas frosting is thicker, like a buttercream is a frosting. Like you wouldn't say I'm gonna make cookies and put a lot of frosting on them. So that is the difference between those two things. And when it comes to actually icing the cake or frosting the cake, I'm going to use them interchangeably because I'm the boss of this kitchen. So when it comes to frosting them, there are a ton of options. I think if you want really easy, because like, do we need more hard things right now? No. Go with a basic buttercream. It's literally like, the really basic is like 3 ingredients, like butter, confectionery sugar, and a little vanilla. That's it. That's especially, use that if you want to color them. Like I made 4 colors. You don't have to make all these colors, but I made them because that's what we're doing. There's also like a Swiss meringue buttercream if you have more time, and that involves egg whites and mixing. So it's amazing for piping. So if you want to like level it up, then do it. Yes, Wendy, buttercream is your hair color. That might be why I want to lick you when I see you. Okay, keeping it clean. Okay, and then a couple other options you might hear about a lot if you watch cake shows is fondant. Is that like thing that they put through a sheeter and you can drape it and it makes everything look perfect. But I have to say, I don't think it tastes that great. I have one marshmallow, it's based in marshmallows. I have one fondant that I've made before. It was very effortful. I sweat a lot. And I made them when I made Hillary Clinton pantsuit cupcakes. I'll just leave it at that. So yeah, maybe not fondant for right now. And then another term you might hear a lot is ganache, which is kind of more of a like, you use, like a typical one is you have a bowl of chocolate chips, you heat up heavy cream, yay heavy cream, and then you pour it over. And that is how the frosting forms, and then you just whip it up. So like one year I made a Yule log cake, you know, like the Yule log, that's a ganache. Today we're using a basic buttercream. So I made mine this morning. I'm actually doing okay for time here. And so what we want to do now is stack our layers. So we have our trimmed first layer, okay? And I have some just reserved white buttercream that I'm gonna just spread. I don't like to go like too crazy in between the layers, also because I'm kind of scared about if I'll have enough to do the outside. So and you try, I'll get into this, why this is in a second, but like I usually use a spatula in the bowl, the mixing bowl, and then a separate knife to actually spread it because you're going to be catching crumbs. Okay, so I got to keep that clean. Oh my gosh, sorry. All right, so I'm taking another cake layer out of my tortilla bag because I'm just like that. And this one is actually not too bad. It has a little bit of a dome. So I'm gonna just like one-handed do this. If you saw on my IG stories yesterday, on my Hello Christine Co account, I like made these cakes one-handed while I held my phone doing hyperlapse. I tell you, Mom 2 makes me do crazy, crazy stuff. Okay, so I'm gonna just take that off, plop it down. You can see this is like getting nice and tall. Okay. And then I'm gonna put another layer. I don't know if you guys saw, I saw it thanks to Casey Brown, who is like always showing me all sorts of shenanigans, but I saw this video of Ina Garten making like Cosmos or something. And I feel like kind of like that with frosting, but she was like, yeah, put a cup of vodka in and just, I mean, craziness, craziness. We all want to be her. Okay, so that's layer number 2. You're just doing the stacks, and then I have my last taco bag. I should have brought a cloth over here to wipe my hands, so I might have to like just briefly wash. This also doesn't have too much of a dome, so I'm just gonna like flatten it out, and then no joke, I really should have brought a cloth over here. I learned this trick from a child on Kids Baking Championship, and that is on your last layer, actually flip it over so the bottom is the top, because that way your top is perfectly flat. Look at that. That is amazing. Okay, sorry, you're going to see my messy kitchen for just 1 second. All right. Sorry about that. Okay. This is like an unbelievably, I don't know if you can see it because all your comments are like all over the place. All right. So the cake is tall. The cake right now, I just have to measure this. The cake is like 6 1/4 inches, which is so awesome. I love it. All right. So now we're going to get to covering it. Oh, Lizzie, are you saying that the upside down trick is amazing? It really is. Children are going to save us. It's really incredible. Laurel is back to take my photos. She is just the best. Okay, so we've got our cake really tall, and now we're going to like fill it all in. And I'm going to, oh geez, I'm like spilling stuff now. Okay. I should probably try to flatten this a little bit. Okay. And what we're doing right now is just kind of using the frosting to like, I think you can see that, to fill in these gaps and make it flat. And the nice thing is because we're going to be lazy and pipe it and not try to flat ice it all perfect, we can, seriously, this is so tall. Sorry, what was I saying? Because we don't need to cover the whole thing and make it all perfect looking. We just need to get it basically covered and to fill in those gaps. This is called, I don't know if I said this already. This is called crumb coating. And that's why I mentioned keeping things kind of separate. The point is, so you can see that's getting filled in now, sorry. The point is to catch all those crumbs so that they don't like pop up and get into your icing when you are actually icing the cake. I think we're okay on time. I'm gonna just keep going. If I have to not finish this whole thing and just show you the piping technique on one side, I'll do that. So let me make one side look nice. And I'm gonna rely on Lori White, who is the queen of all things, to collect questions, if there are any, because she's the queen of all things, and also I'm super old, so my glasses, like I can sort of see like some of the words, like I see Brady just joined. Hi Brady. Yeah, see, like I'm struggling. I need like a telescope or something. Okay, so we're filling it in. It's looking really nice. This is not a fat-free snack, I'll just tell you, but I have to say that a lot of you know, those of you who know me, know that I'm a little intense when it comes to work. I'm very driven, and I'm driven by spreadsheets and grids and check boxes and all of those things, which is really great in itself, and I get a lot of stuff done. But it's not like I need something tactile. And so this has really, decorating cakes has really become my source of, kind of like a source of therapy, you know. I actually almost made a shirt that said cake therapy because I actually have a t-shirt press in my basement. All right, this is starting to look good. I know it doesn't, actually it probably looks terrible to you and you're like, oh my God, who is this lady? But from here, it's actually looking good. Anyway, so I highly recommend it. I think, you know, just to reduce barriers to entry, because I am the no judgment zone when it comes to getting people to do creative things. Boxed cake is fine, okay? You don't have to bake a cake from scratch. Only bake a cake from scratch if you like baking cake. It's just, I do think you should make buttercream from scratch because honestly, I've never tried to color or make icing based on like the tubes and stuff that I used to eat all the time as a child. So I just don't know how that would work, and I don't feel like the volume would be enough. But really, you don't have to. Brady wants a cake therapy shirt. Okay, all right. I've been like really busy. Yeah, so you can just buy box cake. Box cake is totally fine, and then the buttercream is seriously easy. It's a little easier, I will say, if you have like a KitchenAid standing mixer. But even if you don't, you can use a hand mixer. It's okay. This is like the full acceptance zone. Okay, I'm sorry this is taking so long to, I swear, I'm actually on time. I think I'm on time. I'm almost on time. Okay, so let's just get a little bit more. And also, like, even if I'm not on time, like, where are y'all going? Like, we're all just here, right? So that's kind of, I don't know, that's kind of like an amazing thing about what's happening. Obviously, I'm trying to find the good. It's, you know, it's been no joke. But, all right, so I'm just gonna put that on there. Maybe I shouldn't, but it's okay. It's all right. All right. So actually, I'm almost done on this side. I'm filling in the gaps. Almost there. Yeah, so, sorry, I don't know if I finished talking about Lori White, but she's the goddess of all things. And Lori, if you can compile any questions that come in for me, because I can't see because I need progressive lenses, that would be amazing. She's awesome. Okay, I'm just doing a quick bit of patching. I'm going around. Seriously, this cake turntable, this is by Ateco. It was actually only like $40, and it has changed my life, which sounds dramatic, but these are dramatic times, you guys. I'm not kidding. Okay, so this looks pretty rough, I know, and you're probably like, holy cow, no kidding, she's an amateur. But it's gonna look better like really soon. Okay, Laura Mays, she's got me, of course she does. Okay, so this is one of my tools. You can get these on Amazon, they're not expensive. It's bench scraper. And here's where I love my turntable so much, because I had this Wilton turntable, and it was super janky and it would like hitch and stuff. This one, you're just gonna roll it around and you turn it and it's super smooth. And again, it doesn't really matter if it, oops, I need this. If it's perfectly level, because we're gonna just pipe over it, but just kind of get the main bits. Oh, Laurel's here. Laurel, you don't have to, I don't wanna like hold you up. You don't have to stick around if you want. Laurel, actually, I should mention, is a badass baker. She's only 15 years old. She has made, Christina says this is very satisfying, I'm so glad. Laurel has made just all manner of crazy things. And listen, a lot of people ask me how that happened, and it's because I am crap at playing on the floor with my children. Have always been bad at it, never been particularly good at playing with dolls and stuff on the floor. So ever since they were little, I was like, let's cook something, let's bake something. I'm getting very messy here. So I'm just going, because I see, so I went around with my scraper, and you can see like here I've got some gaps where, here, maybe I can show you, where the scraper, there's like room, and so it's not picking up. So I'm gonna just like fill that in a touch. Again, not a huge deal because we're gonna pipe over it, but I don't want it to like end up super wonky. This is looking really good. I did find out, if any of you are flat icing nerds, like, you know, the cakes that are super, super straight and perfect. I figured out an awesome trick to doing that. I'll tell you about it, but I'm gonna have to kill you after. It is that, I'm losing it. It is that, I think this is looking really good actually. It is that once you've mostly flat iced it and there's just like little bumps and stuff, heat up your bench scraper on the, over your stove, and it makes it hot. And then you just go over and it like smooths everything out perfectly. So awesome. Okay, so, oh my gosh, there's so many wonderful people here. Thank you guys for spending Friday afternoon. I mean, again, like where else would you be? I have no idea, but it's so great. Okay, so now we have our cake. It looks really cute. In fact, it kind of just looks like one of those naked cakes that people are really into. I've never made one of those, but anyway. So this is the part that I'm really excited to show you. So I have piped some crazy ass things in the past. Like one year I made a tiger. I made Gecko from PJ Masks. I've made all sorts of like crazy stuff, but I don't want you to feel unhappy. So I am going to show you what I'm going to do here. All right, so as I mentioned, none of us are going Easter shopping, or like, please stay home, don't go Easter shopping. So I figure like, let's bring in some festiveness via cake. And that's something you can do. And even if you don't have all these supplies, you can just edit it so that it is, so that you do it in the way that works for you. Hi, Maura. All right, so listen, I made 4 colors because Violet helped me mix them, but literally you can do this with just one color. That is completely this is what the world realizing, oh, Laura, you're so sweet. Okay, so, all right, you could do just one color. I'm going to do 4 because what the heck else am I doing today, right? And also, I just love color. It makes me happy. So here's the trick. The trick to making a cake look fancy where, oh my gosh, Maura and everybody, I'm going to write something about this soon. This, y'all, is a sweatshirt. I cannot, and in fact, I still have my pajama bottoms on. Living my best life. Okay, so here's the trick to piping to make it look fancy when it's really not. One is to use different tip sizes to create texture. And one really easy way to do that is with something called couplers. So that sounds a little weird. There's 2 sizes. There's large and small. And what happens is you put this inside a piping bag. This is a big one, so I'll just show you the purple one. You put it inside the bag, you put your tip on it, and then the second ring part, you twist it on. So the deal with this is that this way, I have this like cute little pipey tip that I'm gonna use to begin with, but then like halfway through, you can switch it out to a different tip. So that's what I'm saying. Like you could have if you just have one color, if you're like Christine Co, I don't want to mix all these colors, it gives me a huge headache. And I should say, sorry, one more recommendation. If you can, use like gel coloring versus like the liquid stuff that you get at the regular supermarket, only because it's gel, so it doesn't break down. It doesn't have the same liquid content like a regular, like the stuff that you use at the grocery store. But again, in a pinch, use whatever you have. Just watch the consistency. If you use the liquid dyes, you just might need to add a little more confectionery sugar if your buttercream starts getting loose. Nobody wants loose buttercream. Ew, sorry. Okay, so, all right. So if you wanted to just do one color, for example, you could have one large coupler bag, one small coupler bag. I don't know if you can tell. Those are like, one is definitely smaller. If you can't tell, then you need better glasses than I have. And then you could just keep changing the tips. So I'll show you this in action. So here's what we're gonna do. I decided I'm gonna just use purple as my large coupler bag anchor. And then the other 3 are small bags. You can do whatever the heck you want. I had Violet pick the colors. All I knew is I wanted purple for Easter because, I don't know, I just did. Okay, so that's gonna be, so we're gonna just, Christine's gotta move. Okay, so I'm going into my squat stance and I'll pipe one and then I'll show you. But the idea is, like, this is why it's easy. You literally are just squeezing it. Like, that's all there is to it. I'm gonna make a few shapes. Oops, I kind of messed that one up, guys. It's okay, it's okay. Hold the suspense. Okay, so I'm just making a few, right? And then as anchors, and then here's the thing. I should have made them a little farther apart, but honestly, it doesn't matter. Okay, so I'm unscrewing this coupler tip. How do you keep it from coming out of the top of the bag? So you'll see that I twist it and then I squeeze it down. Okay, so this is full of frosting, but I'm gonna put that to the side. And where's my other big tip? I have like 100 tips, but you don't need that many. I don't use most of them. So this, I forget what the names of these are, but this one is more of a like star tip. So then you just, now boom, you've got a new one. It's so cool. All right, so I'm gonna just keep that twisted to kind of move it down. And I'll do one of these other star shapes next. I'm gonna turn this for a second and do it next to one of these other ones so you can kind of see the difference. Let's see, I'll do it over here. So I'm literally just squeezing. It's ridiculous. So satisfying. Okay, so now you can see you have like two cute little patterns and boom, that's done, okay? So ideally go around the whole cake. I will finish the rest of the cake later. But now like the super fun part is that you go through with one of your other colors. I would ask you guys to pick a color, but I gotta like just go. All right, I'm gonna do yellow and you just are gonna place, I wish I was talented enough to like do this and then show it to you, but you're just gonna place, you're gonna pipe next to, I mean, you can do it wherever you want, but you're just trying to start to build pattern. Let's do one right here so you can see it too. It's just so stinking cute, like seriously. Okay, so you see that's another color. So right now, instead of switching tips, I'm gonna just go to a different color so you can see the color pop. This, I forget what tip it is. I don't know, it's like something with a needle in it. But, okay, also, I wanted to recommend to you, I saw just before I logged on to do this that there's a woman in Boston who was on Food Network, like the Girl Scout Baking Championship. Her name is Lizzie, and I think her handle is Lizzie's Bakery. She's also Asian and also wearing glasses and was doing a live demo. And I was kind of like, oh my gosh, like I can't believe she and I are doing a live demo. But I wanted to say that she is the nicest person online in the whole world. Almost. And she does beautiful cakes and she's self-taught too. So I think like Asians doing self-taught baking things, I don't know, it seems like it's a thing. All right, this one is this tip, I don't like this tip. Hold on, I gotta switch tips. This one with the nail in the middle is like something weird. So that's the other thing, sorry I'm out of the frame. Because I didn't like that tip, I took my coupler off and I can just change. Oh, thank you, Lori. Yes, that's Lizzie's Bakery. She's amazing. This is actually a tip that I asked my kids. I'm like, what is this? It looks like a castle top. I don't even know what the heck that is, but I was like, I guess I'll try it today because trying new things is what we're doing. So, oh, I like it. I like it. Okay. So I'll turn this in just 1 second. Just bear with me. Oop. Okay, that's what the castle tip looks like, right? So it's pink, it's pretty, and then I always like to, oh good, I have it on this green one. In the middle of all these like little flowery tips, I like to just have a plain circle, and I can switch that out with other ones too, but all right, I think we're doing okay for time. And you just continue to fill in the gaps. Laurel, you are being so boss. Do you want to tell people what your favorite thing is about baking? Or is it too embarrassing?
No.
She's not talking. Being a high schooler is hard. I put her on the spot. Sorry, Laurel. Okay, so, and obviously you would be going around and doing this all over the top, but let me just turn this around because this is going to start to show you like what is happening here. Okay, all right. Would you like me to like fill in so you have the gestalt? Paige is saying hi. Let me try to fill in a little bit so you can better see what's happening here, because then I actually have one like finishing touch. I know I'm running late, but listen, that is just what's happening, and I really do want you to see this kind of like finished. Okay, thanks, Laurel. Laurel's the best. Bye, Paige, she says. All right, so I'm gonna, so you could be switching tips here. I'm just going through and filling them wherever I can. Sorry, you're like really, you know, Violet, who is only 9, she did ask me, she's like, how are they gonna see, if you're in selfie mode, how are they gonna see what you're doing? And I was like, girl, you're smarter than me. Let me show you how it's coming. I'm gonna try to just get like this strip done. So Carrie says take your time, and listen, Carrie's the boss, so I'll just stop hyperventilating and I'll just finish this up. All right, it is looking really pretty. I think maybe it would be kind of nice to do a smaller purple tip, but honestly, I was feeling kind of lazy about that because it's another bag. Oh, also bags. You can just get these bags. You can order them anywhere or get them at Michael's. They are actually disposable, but because I have this thing with plastic, I wash them and reuse them. They also have cloth ones. So very easy to get the supplies. Support your small businesses if you can. This is such a crazy time. Laura Mies was talking about challenging people to make a cake this weekend and like share it. And I would love to see that. That would be so amazing. All right, I'm gonna have something to show you in just a second. I just have to fill this in a little bit. Okay. And again, if you have questions on any of the products that I'm using, let me know. Hold on, I just gotta like put a little purple situation over here. I just want, I used to be a psychologist, and so I actually have this thing about Gestalt everything. I don't know, it's so nerdy. Okay, we're getting there. Like seriously, it's gonna be really cute. All right. I think blue would also be pretty in here, but again, I told Vi I wanted a limited number of colors. Oh wait, okay, hold on. I'll have something to show you in just a sec. This is really cute. I'm just doing a little fill-in because, again, I really want you to see what's happening. And let's put another purple down here. And then I definitely have one little finishing touch thing I wanted to say. Okay, so I'll just show you this. It's not totally done. It's so pretty, right? I mean, literally, I was just squeezing. So, I mean, honestly, that's it. Like, you didn't see me doing any like crazy magic. I just was squeezing. And one of the reasons I love this approach, also, if you guys don't know Lizzie B TV, you should. Her daughter just made a beautiful piped cake, which is amazing. And I'm reminded because we were both using Easter colors. But the thing I love about this is that when you're piping in a random pattern, but you use color to just make it happen, or to create the gestalt, you don't have to be perfect. Like, that's the thing I love the most about it. Like when I piped my no crazy magic, just squeezing. That's like, I'm gonna put that on a shirt for myself. When I was like doing stuff like piping the crazy tiger cake and other things like that, you have to be so exact. This, you don't. Okay, so I'm already running late, so I'm gonna finish with one little finishing touch. So I told you I'm not going out to the drugstore, like unless it's absolutely dire, and it's I guess it was semi-dire, but I'm waiting on a shipment of some like Cadbury eggs. Don't judge. And so the like next level thing I was gonna do is stick eggs. If they didn't fit in the side, maybe like just on the top. But yeah, right? It's so pretty and it was so easy. I think honestly the hardest part of it is mixing the colors. Not because it's actually hard to mix colors. I literally just put a little dab of each color in each thing, but just because it makes more bowls. But then why am I even complaining? Because one, Violet mixed all my colors for me, and two, I stuck all the dishes in the dishwasher. I don't know. So, okay, so yeah, what I'm gonna do, I'm hoping my Cadbury eggs show up today. And I'm gonna probably just on the top, because I don't know if they'll stay, is I'm gonna stick one in a contrasting color in each of the big ones. But if you have some other adornments, for example, I just had this idea, I have these like So I have my friend Kristen Hobson is like sprinkles obsessed. She has like 4 bins of sprinkles. I don't have that many, but I do have these really cute golden white balls. And so just one little finishing touch I'll add. I think I really need tweezers right now, but I don't have them. So I'll place a few and show you, and you can decide whether you think it's a terrible idea. And if you think it's a terrible idea, tell me why. Does it seem too hard? It might. It might. Okay, wait. I should also contrasting color. Add one to green. Okay, so I don't know if you can see this. Where did I put them? Wait a second. So I don't know if you can see through here. Oh yeah, I think you can see it. I just put a few of these white and gold balls. Again, not perfect, no pattern, just randomly. And it just gives a little sparkle. So I think I am gonna finish it like that and put that together. So yeah, okay, so final steps, and then I really gotta get off this thing. Put your cake in the fridge before you try to do anything with it. Actually, I really should have put it in the fridge after I crumb coated it just to let it harden up, but I didn't because of time. Oh my God, there's something happening upstairs. And then after you've decorated it, stick it in the fridge, get it nice and hard. And then when you're ready to move it, I actually think I will save piping the bottom until after I move it, just in case. But for a small cake like this, you can use a spatula to move it onto your pretty cake plate. Or you know what I just bought myself like last month? Bought myself a cake lifter. It's like $7, but these are the things that bring me joy. They spark joy, so I'm gonna just buy them. All right, so guys, I guess that's it. I hope you felt inspired to try something really fun. I would love it if you would come join me on Instagram. I'm Hello Christine Co, and I also have a podcast with Asha Dornfest, and that's Edit Your Life Show. And yeah, let me give it one more spin on it, because look at, you can go from this kind of ugly to like, boop, happy spring, so nice, okay? So listen, take care of yourselves. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope you have a beautiful, beautiful weekend.